Hi everyone, so for today I'm going to try out Spellbinders club kits for the 3D embossing folder, your die of the month, and I'm borrowing the Stitch die of the month, the hello, the little sentiment from that one. Yeah, and we're just going to get right to it because I already put out a video on the first unboxing everything, talking about everything, sizing, and all that good stuff. I'll put that link in the description box for you guys to check out. And I will say these items were sent free of charge from where I reviewed. Of course, all opinions are my own. And the links I have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission for your purchase items still as links. But I do also have them for the US and the UK, so thanks for using those if you would like. I already have a card base ready to go, so just A2. I haven't decided if I wanted to do it landscape or portrait yet, but 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. And then this piece is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 because that is my preference. And I'm just going to run this through an embossing folder, or the 3D embossing folder. But I want to see about how big this is. If we have this little guy, and let's say we put the little cat inside. So we can have it that way. Maybe the little hello over here, or we have it here. Maybe the hello down at the bottom. Or maybe we cut something out to ground it. Maybe we'll do that. Okay, so I just want to see about how big that is. Obviously it has a little lid, or this little guy is so cute because he has a little top for his little pumpkin. So if you want to put him in there, you can put this on top of his little head. So I think that's what we'll do. And then we have some leaves and other cute things that we can play with if we want. So let me run this through. In the meantime, I will choose papers for that. This is just like a really cute kind of gingham plaid, like quilted kind of look, you know, so it could go either way, whatever I want to do for this. So I'm just going to run that through. Again, 3D embossing folder. If I'm putting it through the Platinum 6, it's going to be this. If you're using the universal plates, the A plate and the adapter plate. Okay, but I'll be right back. Oh, that was quite a pop. All right, there we go. And that is what that looks like. That is so interesting because it has so many different textures, right, and depths and heights. Some are more deep, you know, etched, and some are a little bit less etched to get that look, right? That's really crazy. I guess you can use either side because, I mean, it's whatever you want, but obviously this is the raised side, the emboss side, and this is the deboss side. That's hard call. I guess I'll use the emboss side, but they both look really cool. I'm just going to glue that right down. Okay, so I think to ground this out, like so it has a little spot, maybe just set in if we're going to do it that way or that way. This little guy, and I'll put his little top on, which is so cute. This little guy. We can just put the sentiment, that's fine. I was thinking about using this die. Maybe a little higher up. Okay, if I use this one, I'm going to run it through this purple paper just to bring purple in. I want to do orange, but you know, this is going to be orange too. And then also run that shape through the embossing folder. Okay, so it'll just have some, I don't know, something going on with it. But I'll be right back. Looking at these pieces and thinking about the colors I want to use, all of these would be great to cut out of felt. I mean, they're very basic kind of shapes and they don't have like a whole lot of detail, like, you know, this guy, or like the little skull here. I mean, it would be adorable. But anyway, yes, I love felt. So I was gonna say, let's distress this just to give it a little different look, and I mean it kind of cracked anyway, so that works out real well. Let me get this. Oopsie, I'll distress that a little bit, get some of that white core showing. Just give it a little different look, and I'm gonna specifically go in some of these spots. Sorry, some are higher than others, so like this little plaid, the buffalo plaid area is lower than a lot of these other areas. Okay. Now, I don't really know how to put it right down the center because the hello would just be kind of here. You know, I like to put things a little off center. Is it too big for this side? Maybe we put it here and do our little hello. Okay, let's do that. So I'm just going to glue this guy down and then just run through my different pieces. So jack-o'-lantern, the outside is going to be orangey colored, of course. Or you want to come up with like a fancy gourd like the creamy color ones. Those are pretty. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to put that on there just to give it some weight. I'm not going to use the pumpkin top because I'm going to put the top on the little cat. So this little guy, I'm just going to run through some black paper. I mean, black glitter paper looks awesome. I have it here. Scraps that I've been using, and I keep saying, oh, I'll link it to the Onyx. This is from the Onyx collection there on Spellbinders. I'll try to remember, just because I showed it there. But I'll just go ahead and run the cat through some black paper. Little eyes and nose and all that stuff is going to show through, so we'll deal with that in just a moment. This guy, yellow, so it looks like the eyes are kind of lighting up. So yellow by itself. This inlay taped down so it doesn't move. Dark orange color. And then the hello will probably be out of like gold or something fun like that. This piece right here is very interesting. It goes behind his face, but just barely. So you're only going to see a little bit of it. So I think I'll cut that out of black paper also. And then these pieces are the different curly cues and cute stuff for the pumpkin, right? So this one I'll need for the cat. So I'm going to run that through some green. And then this piece is the little orange piece that goes on top of that. So I'll run that through some orange. So I'll have that, the same orange I cut this guy out of, so it matches. I mean, if you want to add some ghosties and other cute things, you can definitely do that. Maybe some leaves. Maybe I'll run some of these leaves through just to have a little something else to play with. And I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I think I have all my pieces here. Okay. So let's see about this face portion. And then, you know, that's the other thing. You can think about how you want to do this, because if you want this little guy to look like he's coming out of here, you're going to see some of it, his little body in here. So it just depends on how deep you want him to sit in the pumpkin. But there are these pieces, so I'm going to put a little bit of glue like here. I know that's kind of where they go. Just very interesting. So I'll take this guy, and it just barely goes over the mouth area in here. That's too much. Bring it down. Just the slightest accent, which really just adds a lot once you put the yellow portion in. I mean, this could be a red color, whatever you think it should be, but I just used black. Same thing for the eyes. You're going to turn them up like this, and they kind of just fit in here. And so I'm just going to check and make sure I have them in the right spot in just a second here. And I might have them a little bit off. I don't know if one was supposed to be there while the other. That one's already on, so there you go. And then maybe we'll glue this portion of our pumpkin together, so I have space to slide in my little cat there. And we'll turn it over and see how that looks. And I've been using this yellow scrap of paper. I had used it just to emboss to try something out, and so there it is. But we have that. Okay, we have this. We have the little top that goes on our cat. These pieces came out of the pumpkin. I don't need them. I did keep this little curly cue, even though I didn't need this piece of, because it's for the other pumpkin. Oh, hello. When I brush aside those orange pieces, I brushed aside this little piece that is meant for his little hat. Cute. Again, that's for the cat. And I mean, I can pop that on him right now or later. Maybe we'll save that for a little bit. I have some little leaves. I have the hello. I have this gold that's kind of it's a different gold. It has kind of an orangey tone. I don't know. Actually, more of I would say a greenish tone. It's like a weird tone. So anyway, I had that in my stash, so I figured I'd use that. And then I kind of think the cat's eyes, should they be green and should they be dark green, bright green? I'm thinking bright green. I mean, whatever. Something to make it pop. And I don't know that I can, well, let me see. Maybe I'll make a little piece like this, put the nose color in. And you know, the nose should also, well, let's make the nose pink. Let's make the nose pink just so it pops, even though it's kind of odd. I think that'd be cute. That is weird though, right? Anyway, only because it's like a heart shape. I'm literally just trying to grab a little piece of pink cardstock. And you can definitely run these pieces through and paper piece them back in. But I'm just going to add quite a bit of glue back here. Add this little piece of pink for the nose. And then get that green and put that on top. Look at that. It is a little bit creepy, I'm not gonna lie, but I like it. So I'm gonna hold that down and I will be right back. All right, let's put these pieces over here. Let's get this little guy in here. And again, if you want it lower, honestly, I would just cut the body in so you can push it down so it looks like it's deeper in. Not the biggest deal. Nobody would even know. But right now you can see his little bum. That's kind of why I'm like, I don't know. I guess he's going to have to be up here. But it doesn't have to be like that. You can definitely manipulate that if you like. Just put a little glue there. And actually, let's go ahead and put some glue all behind here. And I'm just going to glue it straight down. But if you want to pop them up, you can definitely do that. Before I really stick it down, I am going to pop in maybe some of these leaves. And I've left the tip free just so it kind of has a little bit of movement. And then this little guy, kind of go in here. I'm gonna have to really hold that down. So let me hold that down. But before that, like I said, I kind of kept this curly Q. Maybe we'll put it in here just for fun. I was kind of facing a weird way, but that's where I want it. So there you go. I should have put it on this side, but that's all right. Okay. We're gonna get too technical. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, since this leaf looks like it's just kind of there, I have been dying to use a little acorn that comes from the stitching die of the month, guys. So I think I'm gonna bring that out. He is so cute. So I'll go look up real quick acorns because I keep doing the wrong thing, I think. So I always go with like beige here and then a darker brown here, but maybe it's dark here and lighter here. I don't know. But either way, I'm going to run that through. Do I put cat? Did I put glue behind this cat? I don't remember. It looks like I didn't. But let's go ahead and put his little top on. Yeah, I think I did, and then I didn't hold it down at all. That's what happened. All right, so let's put his little cap on, which is so cute. Oh my gosh. How is adorable is that? How is adorable? I am so tongue-tied. I made quite a few videos today, I'm not gonna lie, so I think maybe my brain is maxed out. All right, I will be right back. Okay, it seems to be subjective. I looked at some images, I'm like, okay, that looks darker, but okay, that one looks lighter. Maybe as they get older, it changes. I don't know. So craft card, and then a darker top is what I'm gonna do. And there's that little guy. He is so cute. I'll glue the other two together. I don't know if I'm going to use both or just one of them, but I'll go ahead and stick this one together too. Okay, so this big boy, and maybe, like I said, I'll use both. Maybe I'll use just one of them. Just to kind of, you know, that leaf kind of goes with him a little better anyhow. Look how cute. And that leaf is still moving. I held it down for a long time. That's interesting. And then put this little guy over here, or just not use it. Oh, right there's good. So I have a couple of these little guys. Okay. And then we have our hello. So actually I'm going to put glue on the back of my hand. I haven't done that in a while. Gonna stick our little buddy down here. Doot, 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 doot. Okay. Something like that. I might have put this down a little bit crooked, which is driving me nuts, but that's all right. That's all right. Next time I will use a T-square. I'm just looking at it. It looks straight, but maybe it's the embossing. Something about this looks a little bit off. Okay. All right, guys. Well, there is our card with the, 3D embossing folder of the month, the die of the month, borrowing some items from the stitching die of the month, and there is our sweet little card. I just love the way he looks. He's so adorable. All right, thanks for watching. I will have images coming up. I'll have links in the description box, and I will see you all at the next one. Bye now.